What's up, everyone? This is Goldilocks, former TNA backstage interviewer, manager, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Thanks for being here.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 227 of the TNA Crossline podcast. I am Bob Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley in Dallas. We are just a few days away from lockdown 2006. But before we get to there, we got to get through the go home show. And last week, we would have thought it was a damn good go home show. But unfortunately, it was not the go home show. It was just the Thursday night primetime special of their Thursday night debuts, but now they're back at 11 p.m. But quite a bit went down. Sting had his first match on network television in 5 years. He defeated Eric Young. But more importantly, Brother Runt, previously known as Spike Dudley, made his debut, saving Team 3D from a post-match beatdown. And we've seen quite a bit of Mr. Brother Runt, Spike Dudley, because he was a regular for our local independent wrestling company.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I'm sure that company will now be a regular in our indie news, because that company is Squared Circle Wrestling, and they made their debut in April of 2006.
I was just going to say, that lines up pretty close to when we're at, isn't it? That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say he was a regular here in TNA, and I was going to say, no, he is not yet. I'm like, geez. Yeah, 2CW. Oof, that's going to be kind of fun to do indie notes on. We might talk a little bit extra about those, I feel like, here and there, because we went to a lot of them.
Yeah. So I'm thinking...
In fact, guys, you can check us out. No, I'm kidding.
2006. Right here. Okay. What is it? I think it's the 8th, isn't it? Yeah, April 8th is their debut show for 2CW.
Wait, so we're already technically past the debut.
Right.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, it's the 2CW Watch Along podcast coming soon.
But in the meantime, you can read Bob's reviews about those shows on WrestlingRecaps.com.
Yes, you can.
He's probably got at least 3 up.
I have a lot more than that. For 2CW?
That's good. I'm glad.
I have all of 2006, all of 2007, all of 2008.
What? I didn't know you were that far.
Yeah, I don't go in order either, by the way.
Oh, no, you should.
I don't. I can't.
Yeah, but why? Oh, I don't want to see the full story, because then after I'm going to bitch that there's no storytelling.
No, a lot of indies.
You're one of them.
A lot of indies don't even have stories.
You're going to be one of them.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, I'm not going to watch AEW for like 7 weeks and be like, they don't tell stories.
No, I don't do that. AEW does tell stories.
You're damn right they do.
If they're good or not is totally different.
I would say a lot of times they're good, but they've also had a lot of really bad ones. Nightmare Collective. Remember that?
Oh, dude, that was one of
the first times that it was
one of the worst things ever.
As soon as
so bad.
As soon as it did it like 2 or 3 times, the fans were like shitting on it. They were like, scrap it, get rid of that.
So fucking bad, dude.
Yeah, it was not good. But you know what was good, Bob? Our last episode of Impact, which you already kind of said a lot of what happened on the show. So I don't know if we really have to talk about the matches. Although I gotta say, I'm looking at the card here. There was some really solid amount of in-ring time. I'd almost argue this was one of the most full. I mean, looking at the card, Joe and Daniels, where Joe won the X Division title, went 15 minutes even. Now, mind you, that's only what we saw. Technically, there's probably, 2 minutes, probably before that or so.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably 2 minutes.
I betcha. AMW against Team 3D, even though it was a no contest, it went 10 minutes, 55 seconds. And then even Sting's match against Eric Young went 7 minutes, 45 seconds. That's a lot of time for these 3 matches on Impact.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty impressive.
Well, and the thing too,
that's more than half of the show.
Yeah, and it's not even like there was no promos. I mean, there was definitely promo stuff too. I don't think there was a lot of like there was like really no filler.
Yes, and I think that's the biggest part is like all of those matches served some kind of purpose. And on Impact, that doesn't happen a lot. Now, of course, we're trying to pop that rating. It's our first Thursday show. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, I dug it.
I also, in fact, dug it. So let's talk a little bit about some other notes and stuff. I was going to say about last show, but I didn't read these notes because guess what? I don't spoil the shows for myself. So to be honest with you, I don't know if there's anything in this. Oh, they did show that Global Impact stuff with Hermie Sadler. That was cool. From the UWF show, we talked about that. Oh, look at this. Wait a second. Dave Meltzer, I just saw this pop out to me. He gave that Daniels Samoa Joe match 4.25 stars. One of the best U.S. TV matches this year. And of course, he won with that middle rope island driver, which, as Bob and I both agreed last week, is arguably a much better finisher than the Muscle Buster.
Yeah, it's certainly more devastating.
Dude, it looked like it killed Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming Joe probably doesn't want to do that for his own body, especially off the middle rope.
Right.
Because I mean, you're landing right on your hip.
You don't have to always do it off the middle rope.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? But I'm saying.
But Dan did it look good off the middle rope. It's more
devastating.
Damn, it did look good.
It definitely did.
Yep. Spike Dudley made his debut as they just called him the runt of the litter. We talked about that already, though.
Brother Runt.
Well, they said it's one of the brothers. He's the runt of the litter. That's what they said.
But it's Brother Runt.
I know that. I know.
Okay, well then just call him Brother Runt. Matt Heisen.
Oh, and technically Sting announced his team for Lockdown officially.
Right. I know Ryan.
I was skimming these notes a little bit, and there's not really anything game-changing here. So let's go back to the top of my list and talk about some other notes. And don't you worry, I'm going to save some for the show.
Yay.
As I always do. So remember last week I noted that a couple people were going to be on ESPN2's Quiet Frankly, or whatever it's called.
Quite frankly.
Quite Frankly, sorry. Well, what is it? Is that the same show I said last week too?
Yes.
Oh, shoot. I said it wrong last week too. Sorry, guys.
No, you said Quite Frankly.
I did last week?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You didn't say Quiet Frankly.
Okay. Well, Jeff Jarrett, Mike Tenay, Monty Brown, Nick Bockwinkel, and Greg Valentine all on the show last Thursday. What the fuck?
What is Nick Bockwinkel doing there?
I don't know. Also, Jackie was there as well. A couple notes. Now, Brian Alvarez says, I didn't see it, but apparently it was quite the deal. So a couple notes here. He says, I don't know if Jackie said anything. Monty Brown seemed nervous. Smith asked about, I don't know who Smith is. It must be someone who hosts the show.
Stephen A. Smith.
Thank you. I knew you would know. Smith asked about why TNA even needed to exist if there was already a WWE and nobody from TNA.
What?
And nobody from.
What kind of question is that?
But see, no one from TNA had a good answer, apparently.
Competition. There's always important to have something else, an alternative. They're just like, well, that's a great question, Steven. No idea.
Oh, it's bad.
What a ridiculous Jeff Jarrett's on this show?
Yeah.
He couldn't answer why he has a wrestling company.
Of all the people, Smith was the one who made the comment that TNA had more of a sports feel as opposed to a sports entertainment. So he made that comment. Greg Valentine, was there burying TNA at every turn, noting that WWE was the big time and that he'd never watched TNA before. Later, he did admit that he knew they had a six-sided ring, but that's just because he saw it flipping through the channels or something. You can't make this stuff up, dude. No one had any sort of comeback, which made them look low rent. Smith asked about steroid testing, and TNA and Jarrett both said that there was no policy, but that it would be addressed on a case-by-case basis. TNA said that they should do cardiovascular training or testing as well. They aren't doing that, however. He noted that most of the wrestlers only work for them 3 days a month and spend the rest of the time on the indies, unlike WWE, where they've gone the road 4 days a week. They mentioned the show on Spike that evening, but didn't try to give a very good reason of why anyone should watch it.
What? There's no reason to watch the show? They can't fucking sell it to anybody?
You couldn't have said, hey, it's Sting's first match in 5 years on TV.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'd love to find this. I'd love to find it.
Did you try to find it?
I didn't try because I was doing these very late.
Okay.
But
yeah, let's see. Frankly, TNA. Let's see.
It was from April 13th. We know that. It was on the same day as the show.
I don't think there's going to be any footage of this.
I'll have to do deep dives one day.
That is just wild.
Speaking of funny things, I was going to save this for the show, but it's just too funny since we're on the laughing mood now. AJ Styles was on Wrestling Epicenter, and he was asked about Batista calling him a spot monkey. And I think there's another line here. He was a few months back about how what Styles does isn't pro wrestling is the other part of that. So Styles says, quote, I think it's funny that a guy who takes a bump and tears his back tells me that I don't know how to wrestle.
Jesus Christ.
He said he'd also like to wrestle, he'd like to see Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho come to TNA. And said he had no interest in going to WWE. In fact, he said that was his biggest fear.
Oh, well, things change.
In hindsight, a lot of this is very interesting.
Well, I mean, AJ's a loyal guy, obviously. And then the context of like how that eventually happens isn't Dixie Carter like, hey, by the way, take like a fucking 30% pay cut?
He would have stayed if they didn't do that.
Oh, absolutely. He'd still be there right now. If he was like just the guy.
I think he would have jumped to AEW.
I don't know, man.
It depends. So it's weird, right? So if he never left TNA, he probably wouldn't have had that Japan run, which was huge. And so I guess theoretically, he wouldn't have known any of the guys who started AEW, or at least not in the regard that he does.
I think for the last like money grab run, AJ will eventually go there.
You think so?
Same with Kevin Owens.
See that? Yeah.
Wrestling is all a cycle. So what's going to end up happening is there's going to be too many people in WWE, like NXT or something, that have to go up, and these older guys are going to be on the way down. But if they go to AEW, guess where they're at? The fucking top. It's just like the WCW.
And then they're going to leave again, and then they're going to go back home.
That's right. It's the WCW formula, and look how well that worked for WCW.
Well, yes. I am excited to have AJ Styles leave and then come back and be like, I'm home in WWE.
Yeah.
Because in hindsight, that's sort of funny. Yeah. I mean, it is right now. I get it. But anyways.
I'm back where I belong here at WrestleMania 52.
WrestleMania 52.
Yep.
Oh, man.
This Lexus King fella has been...
Lexus King.
He's been dominating WWE main event, streaming on Netflix. And I'm here, the phenomenal one, at the ripe age of 55. to tell you that I still got it. And I'm going to hear that crowd chant, I got it, on night 3 of WrestleMania 52. Because by that time, I'm sure WrestleMania will become a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event.
No, because they're going to do it's the cycle. They're going to go back to 1 and then eventually split again.
Oh. Damn.
Anyway.
Probably right.
A couple people missed the April 10th tapings, which is part of what we are watching now, so I suppose it's a slight spoiler. Sabu and Conan. Now, Sabu is not under contract to TNA, although Terry Taylor did talk to him and give him what is believed to have not been a substantial offer.
Who is this?
Sabu.
Oh, okay.
If WWE made him obviously a stronger per-show offer to work the ECW pay-per-view and a few Raw dates. Now, it will be interesting because WWE may want him to sign a deal or at least a non-compete, because the last thing they want is to be putting him over as a major star on the ECW pay-per-view and then have him come back to TNA's TV the next week. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. There are people worried that he won't be at the pay-per-view, since one would think he's losing to Joe, and probably clean. Scott D'Amore said he knows Sabu and he'll be at the show, but some are worried. Now, Conan blamed himself completely for the no-show, saying that he thought the taping was on April 11th, since they had always been on Tuesdays. That meant no new angles for his arm wrestling in a cage deal with Bob Armstrong, which I forgot about. Plus, he missed his role as the Spanish language and TV announcer. He was missed in that role. So, unfortunately.
All right. If you're Sabu, I mean, you're taking that WWE deal, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now, mind you, I don't think it's a spoiler because I don't remember if he comes back to TNA at all. I feel like probably not, but regardless, the stuff he does leading up to this one night stand is still in my head. I still think about it.
Oh, right, because he is on TVs before.
Well, the TVs, and dude, there's something about 2006 One Night Stand. I just fucking love it. I think it's so good.
Well, so what is absolutely nuts about Sabu in like WWE is he's not even there long.
It's like really short, isn't it?
I want to say he's gone like within not even like.
Is it even that?
I think he's gone by like SummerSlam, like after shortly after SummerSlam.
I think we should hold on to that. Let's hold on to this. This will be a good talk to have during our lockdown show.
Yeah,
because if it is his final appearance, we'll talk about it a lot.
Yeah. But I'm still gonna look it up and see because I don't think he's there in like fucking 07. No way. Is he? Oh shit, maybe he is.
Oh, what?
What am I thinking of? He
didn't do a lot though, right?
He was at WrestleMania 23.
What the fuck?
I didn't know that. Okay, he's there. He's okay. We'll talk about it more, but he's there till May of 2007. I had no idea. Wow. I thought that he was gone after like SummerSlam 06 was his final fucking thing. That is not true.
Wow.
Is he even on SummerSlam 06? Yeah, he has to be. Yeah. Okay.
He is? Okay.
Yeah, that's when he fought Big Show.
Whoa.
Okay. I wasn't losing my mind on
Memory unlocked. Anyways.
It's crazy. That is so nuts. May of 07? What the fuck?
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's good shit. So, yeah. Great.
Speaking of good shit, there are no immediate plans to sign Daniel Puder, although the word on him was positive. Scott D'Amore had spoken to Puder a few times, including being the person he talked to about coming to the tapings, which we noted last week he was backstage. D'Amore said that he checked with Al Snow, who he trusts implicitly on talent, and said Snow gave Puder a very favorable recommendation. D'Amore is skeptical of Pewter being able to do MMA and pro wrestling at the same time, though. So pretty interesting. I almost lied to you. I got 3 more notes. Actually, I don't have to do one because we already talked about this house show, this UWF show. So I don't really need to talk about that. We talked about that last week. Check it out in the archives.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about wanting Computer and TNA.
I'm fine without that, to be honest. No, thank you. Scott Steiner's good reputation he got in his early weeks is already wearing off, as he no-showed numerous radio appearances the company booked for him to promote the debut on Thursday. Now, worse than that, this was done after the company had just made a point with talent telling them how important it was to not blow off media appearances. So, great start.
Solid.
Yeah. And finally, before we get into the show, it appears TNA will try to piggyback off the ECW pay-per-view by running June 9th at the ECW Arena using the Dudleys, Sabu, and others on a show called TNA Hardcore Wars. That will put on an internet pay-per-view. They are also running May 27th in Greensboro. Both of these shows will be Hermie Sadler promotions and not actual TNA promoted shows, but use the TNA and UWF names.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I am 95% positive I have a DVD of the Hardcore War show.
Yeah, I definitely have that somewhere in my collection. I don't think I realized that show was basically the same weekend as One Night Stand. That makes so much more fucking sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
That they piggybacked off of it. I don't think I really put that together. So
why not?
I'm a moron, but
yeah, pretty interesting.
So that's good.
I'm still thinking about One Night Stand 2006 and now how bad I want to watch it.
I mean, why?
I love that show, dude.
Isn't 05 like better?
I'm sure it is. I haven't seen that in so long either. Well, so the thing.
Wait, we watched that. We watched that recently in the last 2 years.
What do you mean we?
You and I watched that when we watched Hardcore Homecoming. We had it on we dual watched.
Oh my! What the fuck?
Do you not remember these moments?
Whoa! I forgot we did a dual watch.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
the thing is with the first one, that's like a true ECW show, right? It's good.
Yes.
It's like that's an ECW show. It's a reunion, but it's an ECW show. 2006, I feel like was the perfect combination WWE ECW show. It's just freaking. I think it was perfect. Now, mind you, I have not watched it in many years.
Yeah, I mean, it is like
just
it's like a good mix of like both the shows or whatever, but it's not an ECW show.
No, I didn't say it was.
No, I know you're not saying that it was, but I'm just saying that it wasn't. Like, oh, Kurt Angle against Randy Orton.
I'm looking right now. Taz versus Jerry Lawler. Kurt Angle versus Randy Orton. Well, okay, that one they kind of bullshitted us a little on that one.
A little.
It's like sort of. It's not really. Anyway, Super Crazy into Jerry versus FBI. That's ECW.
What is it?
Super Crazy into Jerry versus the FBI.
Yes, that is definitely ECW.
Rey Mysterio versus Sabu.
That's ECW.
That one I remember being. That has to be 5 minutes long, right?
It's pretty short. Because I think there's like a sick bump in it. But yeah, Ray is ECW.
9 minutes, 31 seconds.
Kurt Angle, I mean, made an appearance, but he never wrestled in the true ECW, nor did Randy Orton. That's correct. A WWE match.
Then you got Edge Lita and Mick Foley against Beulah, Terry Funk, and Tommy Dreamer. That match was so much fun.
Yeah, and Edge is an ECW guy, but that's an ECW match.
But see, that match right there, yeah, but that match right there is like, That's like a perfect blend to me.
Was
It's
that
like
the main event?
No, I thought it was. You know
Oh
what the main
shit,
event
no,
is.
because RVD.
Yeah, I already seen it. But there's another match.
Okay,
Balls
good.
Mahoney against Masato Tanaka.
Oh wait, yeah, Dudley's aren't gonna be on 06. What the fuck am I talking about? 05.
Well, I'm
Mahoney
wondering
against
if
Tanaka.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
That's just gonna be nothing but chair shots. But yeah, that's another ECW match.
And it was
Absolutely.
at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and let me tell you, we were there once. Bob had arguably the best seat in the house,
Yeah.
behind a fucking pole. And
No way.
not only that, the whole place just smelled like fucking mildew.
Dude, literally walking up the steps, you could just see the the
But
walls were covered in mildew.
we went to a show at the Hammerstein, so whatever.
How does that pass a health code?
I don't know. It was pretty bad.
Like how is that even possible?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But whatever. Whatever. What do I know? I
What do
don't
you know? Well, anyways, that's all the notes to kick us off here. So I have more that we'll talk about during today's show, but I'm ready to get into some Impact and maybe do a dual watch with ECW When I Stand too. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. But maybe we need to watch Hardcore War now and dual watch with Hardcore War.
Hardcore and When I Stand. I would do that. Why not? I'm pretty sure I've already reviewed Hardcore War for Wrestling Recaps. So
I feel like I know what I'd be paying more attention to, which would be the problem.
well, I think we both will be watching One Night Stand more than
Yeah, it kind of takes away the point.
so. Yeah. All right. You said that's your notes. Let's get into it then. It's the April 20th, 2006 edition of Impact, the Go Home Show before Lockdown 2006. The approximate runtime for this is 42 minutes, 53 seconds. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app where you can find it in your own personal collection. I'm going to count down from 3, and when I say play, that is when we're going to start the show. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
It's a new face of professional wrestling here in TNA. It's like the Tigers at the end. Oh, we're just going right into the intro, guys. We're not in the middle of the match when we're kicking us Impact this time. Your 60-minute adrenaline rush. Let's kick it off. Tonight, Jeff Jarrett and America's Most Wanted against all 3 members of Team 3D.
Were other run already doing the job?
Yes.
Because that's how that's going to play out.
Your 60-minute adrenaline rush is next.
It's really a 45-minute adrenaline rush because there's commercials.
Well, it really is, because let me tell you what kills my adrenaline the most. Fucking commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Although I do like recent technology where you can do the picture-in-picture thing, even though I'll be honest with you, I barely watch it, even picture-in-picture.
I hate picture-in-picture.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I just do.
But you can still watch the match.
Yeah, but guess what? Does anything really happen during picture-in-picture anyway?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, bullshit.
Orange Cassidy won a match in picture-in-picture once.
It's fucking bullshit.
Who is this? What?
The USA team?
Oh my god, what is that song?
That's bad, dude. What the fuck?
It's Shelly, Sabin, Jay Lethal, and Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah,
And it was like USA, USA, or something like that.
Yeah, no, not good. It's very corny.
And they're playing the anthem now, kind of. Oh god.
Yeah. These a whole bunch of notes probably for these guys, so I just gotta burn through this. April 15th, Super Indie Tournament first round. Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. Ricky Reyes defeated Alex Shelley. Same show. Four corners elimination match at the IWC Super Indy 5. John McChesney defeated Chris Sabin, Colt Cabana, and Hentai. Big Time Wrestling in Lynn, Massachusetts, April 15th. Four-way dance. Jay Lethal defeated Antonio Thomas, EC Negro, and Xavier. Another Super Indy 5 match. Matt Seidel defeated P.D. Williams. And that is all there is for that.
Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, but I forgot to do the UWF TNA fucking shows.
Well, we talked about two of them. There should only be one more that. Well, no, there's probably more than one, isn't there?
There's two. There's April 14th and April 15th.
Let's hear
April
about them.
14th show is fucking loaded. Let me get this. I gotta get this show on my fucking screen so I can see what's going on. Yeah, I'll burn through this really quick too. UWF TNA Campus Invasion Night 1 in Farmville, Virginia. Diamonds in the Rough. David Young, Ilk Skipper defeated the Naturals. Sanjay Dutt defeated Matt Bentley. In a non-title Full Metal Mayhem match, Team 3D defeated America's Most Wanted.
What?
Yeah. Mixed tag, Jacqueline and Maven defeated Amber O'Neal and Jeff Hardy. Jerry Lynn is cutting a promo.
It says he's former team captain. He's the former Team USA captain from the different World X Cup. So he's saying Sabin, he's the next captain. He's the guy. And then he's just screamed, "Go USA."
Yeah, that's usually how Jerry Lynn finishes off promo. Then there is a NWA World Heavyweight #1 contender 3-way match. Samoa Joe defeated AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels in 8 minutes and 18 seconds. So they definitely weren't pulling all the stops off there.
No.
And then the main event, NWA World Heavyweight Championship match, Christian Cage defeating Abyss.
Really?
So the Lockdown main event, or at least title match main event, is taking place on a UWF show. Night 2 for this Campus Invasion. The tag team champions, America's Most Wanted, defeated the Naturals. Jacqueline defeated Amber O'Neal. In a Fluvanna County street fight, Team 3D defeated Matt Bentley and Maven. Christopher Daniels and Sanjay Dutt defeated the Diamonds in the Rough. AJ Styles defeated Jeff Hardy. And in the main event for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, Christian Cage fought Samoa Joe to a no contest in 14 minutes.
Oh, way to book yourself in a corner with that one.
Yeah, there's no way that there's a clean finish on that sucker.
That is interesting, though. Joe against Christian.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Team Canada has Dutt on the outside, beating him up near the Shelly cam. And PD was like adjusting the camera to get a better view. Rude is choking him in the corner now, back from commercial break. I got a couple notes I can give you during this match since, not a lot's happened yet. Some decent action, but DeMortis ran into the fucking camera guy.
What an idiot.
Austin Aries, you remember him?
Yeah, he's a little something.
Yeah, well, he's still gone due to suspension, but he had just suffered what looked to be a broken left toe while doing an Iron Man match on April 15th against Angel Armani for Wisconsin Organized Wrestling. Speaking of, I just saw, actually, before we were recording, Bob, that he was selling his personal ROH DVD collection.
Austin Aries was?
Yeah, I was going to tag you, but I thought that you'd say something smart on it, so I didn't.
What do you mean he's selling his personal ROH DVD? Like all of them?
Oh, yeah, dude.
What?
Go to Instagram.
Oh, it's on Instagram.
Well, he might have posted it somewhere else, too, but yeah, look.
Okay, hang on.
I'm tagging you. Oh, someone goes signed. He goes, certainly could sign some. Okay, he's selling as a lot, by the way. DM to make an offer. So he's essentially doing like highest bidder to buy a lot of his stuff. Shelly just backed into A1 here. Bob's got quiet, guys, because he's really interested now.
Well, no, there's really no reason for me
to be like, I bought Alex Shelley's, Alex Shelley's in the ring. Austin Aries DVD collection. That's why you would do that. Oh, Bob, I don't want to. This might be a bad time to bring this up. 2 weeks ago, you kind of left us on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
You said, I may be doing some fantasy baseball.
Oh, right.
And 2 weeks ago, we forgot to update everyone last week.
Oh, shit.
But I think you kind of owe our listeners an update.
Okay, so now it's when you're listening to this, it's April 20th. We're recording this. A little peek behind the curtain. It's March 21st. Baseball has started. It started yesterday, but not everybody plays until March 28th. So this really isn't a massive update, but I did it. I've joined the Vince Russo Fantasy Baseball League number 4. And I did the draft. I did the draft at midnight.
Oh, okay.
Which was brutal. But for Vince Russo, it was 10 o'clock at night because he lives in Colorado. So he had the advantage there. I had to wake up at about quarter to midnight to make sure that I could do this. Didn't get over until about 2:30 in the morning.
Holy crap.
Because there's 12 teams in this thing. And it was like 30 rounds. I mean, he had corner infield spot, middle infield spot, and people don't do that unless like they're mega into baseball, and apparently he is. Oh, that was a nice slam by A1. He's not going to pin him. Son of a bitch. A1 just pinned Lethal? What are we doing? What?
That's insane, dude. The Canadians got a is that a peek into the World X Cup that the Canadians pinned the Team USA?
Not A1. I mean, A1's on the World X Cup.
When's the last time you saw A1 get a pin in TNA?
Never. Never.
I can't think of that time, to be honest with you.
No, there's absolutely not. So, yeah, I did this draft. I really like my team, which means they're gonna fucking suck. And I'm not gonna like list these people because Dallas has no idea who any of them are.
No, we don't got to get into that.
No, but after one day, Vince Russo is in first place. He has 19 points.
What a cheater!
Well, here's the thing. Okay, he has a bunch of guys who have played.
Oh,
it's only been the Dodgers.
Oh, I get it.
It's only been the Dodgers and Padres, and so like he has some guys on those teams, so he gets a little bit of a head start. But what is fucking hilarious is, you can make moves, right? Pick people up, drop people, whatever. Vince Russo already has 14 moves.
Whoa. I don't really even know, but that seems like a lot to me.
The season is 2 days old. He has 14 moves. And
wow.
What is absolutely hilarious is that the game that was going on today, the Padres and Dodgers, one of the guys hit a triple and like scored. He was a free agent. And what do I get a notification at 6:14 in the morning? Because it was in Korea, so it was like 6:14 my time that the guy hit the triple. Vince Russo picked him up. It's 14th move. So
you can see who's on the people you're playing against.
Yeah.
Is there any notable other people?
So there's Vince, and then the only other notable person that I know is Mick Foley's son, Dewey.
That's what I was wondering. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Dewey is in this league, and I will say.
Bob's playing fantasy football with Mick Foley's son and Vince Russo.
Fantasy baseball.
Baseball. You know what I meant. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so weird. Here come the diamonds in the rough.
So, but like right after our draft, right, I got blitzed with his notifications because Vince Russo picked up all these like injured pitchers that might play like in July. They're out for a while, but he just picked them all up and like stashed them on his IL list or whatever. And I was like, he's that guy. He's that guy that will just stash injured people, hoping that they return. And I look at his team, and I don't think it's really that good of a team. But I also am not going to sit here and be like I'm a world-renowned fantasy baseball expert. So I don't know. Dewey's team looks pretty solid.
Well, I'm hoping that we'll keep getting updates on this stuff because
no, absolutely.
If Bob wins this, we're gonna have a party. So if you guys want to tweet at us at CrossLine TNA, root for Bob to beat.
No,
Vince
I mean
Russo.
I really like my baseball team.
I'm just saying, guys, Vince Russo follows us on Twitter, so if we have to tweet out support for Bob for fantasy baseball team number 4, we will do it.
Yeah, like I had so there's 12 people in this league. I had the 11th pick. And I mean, any baseball fans out there, I'm gonna Dallas will know absolutely nothing of what I'm talking about. But here's 12 team league, 11th pick. I got guys like Bryce Harper, Jose Ramirez, Valdez, Pablo Lopez, Clase,
Pablo Escobar.
No. I got Giancarlo Stanton in like the second to last round, which is insane. Nolan Arenado as my.
I don't want to make you feel bad, Bob.
Yeah.
But anyone who listens to the show has no idea what you're talking about.
That's not true because AJ Pierzynski has been on this show and there's a crossover.
That's a good point. He does retweet us. Okay, crazy match right now. All 3 members of Diamonds in the Rough against Rhino, AJ Styles, and Ron Killings.
Oh, let's see if I think I have any notes for this lockdown trio.
Okay, you do that first, and then I'll spit out some other notes. Double flip. Styles and Ron Killings take out David Young and Elix Skipper.
Well, AJ Styles, I've already said his. Rhino, April 9th, he defeated Samoa Joe in Cleveland, Ohio for CAPW's April Armageddon. Is there anybody else on that show? No. Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, so that's the Indian notes for this match. So
okay, well let's talk about some other stuff here, quick, because I actually have some other stories that I probably should have told last week as well, and I haven't. And we have some Twitter updates we should have said last week as well.
Yeah,
and we still didn't do that. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's talk about some notes. Get some of those out of the way. I'll save a couple for later in the show, but I won't read this full note because it's not super important. But remember when Eric Young had the Sting paint on for the Destination X situation? Well, Sting painted his face, so that's kind of cool. He's also a huge Sting fan, as you would expect, and was very excited to fight him on the April 10th show. I have another guy who wants to come back, potentially. Nasawa from All Japan wanted to move to Orlando to work here as a regular, but they don't seem to have much interest in him.
Yeah, there's no way.
I'm assuming it's the same Nasawa who was here before.
Yeah. I mean, what would he do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then I'll hit some World X Cup stuff, and then I'll save a couple things. But, well, this one's sort of related. Triple Mania is right now scheduled on June 18th, but that date is likely to change because it's the same day as the TNA pay-per-view, and Antonio Pena wants to use Jeff Jarrett, Conan, and a few other TNA wrestlers on the show. So they're probably going to move Triple Mania because they want to use TNA guys. Which is pretty interesting, as Rhino, Flapjacks, Elix Skipper. Hiroki Goto suffered a torn intercostal tendon in training. And Dave notes, that's a painful one. and will be out for a few weeks, which is going to cause him to miss the early part of the next tour, as well as at least the April 23rd Lockdown pay-per-view, although he may be ready in time for the Sacrifice show. So remember that tag match that we just said last week was still on?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not anymore, I don't think. And kind of on this World X Cup situation, Team Mexico now looks to be Shocker, who is out of rehab.
I thought he was on tour.
3-week tour, guys.
He's on tour.
He's going to be teaming with Abismo Negro, a masked guy who will be TNA contracted wrestler Puma, and either Durango Kid, it's a Los Angeles-based wrestler, or Magno, who we talked about last week. The funny irony is that Rocky Romero, who is Latino, will be working in the tournament as a Japanese wrestler, Black Tiger, while Puma, who is Filipino, will be working as a Mexican. Axe kick by Ron Killings on the Skipper. And that's a 3 count. That match picked up at the end, but the beginning part wasn't really anything special.
You gotta join us this Sunday at Lockdown to see Ron the Truth Killings, a guy who just beat Diamonds in the Rough, be inside a steel cage.
I love his dancing. Look at that. Boom. You can get with this, or you can get with that. Oh, Larry Zbyszko in the back. I have a Larry Zbyszko note, but let's hear his interview first. The microphone is not working.
I was just gonna say, Borat's microphone is not on.
Sunday night, April 23rd. This is so awkward. Jeff Jarrett's Army versus Sting's Army. Oh, Jesus Christ. Slick Johnson. Oh, the request that you've been on me about being a senior referee. Oh, he's not interested anymore. I'm way past that, buddy. When the new guy gets here. Well, that's right, dude. There's a tease. Well, what about, you haven't heard anything about Raven? Wait, Slick is in the office now. He just handed an envelope to Zbyszko. If it doesn't work out for you here, you can always be the president. Another joke about hair, dude. You've been getting a little thin up there, buddy. Okay, that was a lot to unpack. Oh, he just took a golf club out of his bag. He's going to go hit him. So he mentioned Raven. You haven't heard about Raven. That's the first time we've heard that name since he left.
Since what, January?
Yeah. He said, I'm part of the board now, essentially. He's in the office, Slick is, and he just handed him a mysterious letter.
He went from
here comes
being
Christian
a
Cage.
non-senior referee to the office.
I have a Zbyszko note, which is actually my final note of the show. I didn't realize. Larry Zbyszko on In Your Head Radio said that he'd prefer to have 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. because 9 is prime time, which I guess is what you'd expect from someone of that age to say. They asked him what he thought of the X Division since he was renowned for in his day for all the stalling, and he said it was very exciting to watch, but he wasn't sure some of the guys were going to make it to 40 in this business, which is also what you'd expect someone of his age to say. But in this case, Alvarez says he's totally right. And I bring this point up because most of the guys now are 40 and they're still wrestling. They asked who he liked these days, and his first answer was Joe. And then he was asked if he'd ever get in the ring with him, and he said, hell no. So, pretty good stuff. That covers our notes for today's show. As Christian Cage is in the ring, let's hear what he has to say over the next few matches. We'll tell you guys some fun stories. The Peep Zone is live tonight, baby. I gotta know.
Yeah, we're ready for lockdown.
Yes, Christian Cage.
It's more than personal. How can you make it more than personal? He tried to murder you in a pool.
You're making me want to beat somebody more than I've ever beat him before.
When you try to drown me in my pool, that made me real mad. Angrier than I've ever been before.
Oh,
Whoa.
you don't have a set of balls, dude.
Yikes, dude.
Yikes.
We're throwing out 2006 insults. You don't have nuts. Yeah, you are, Christian Cage. You're the NWA World Champ.
For this title, I meant it. I would die for this title. I saw it in your eyes that you're the one who's scared. You're scared of the fact that the NWA World Heavyweight Champion isn't scared of you.
Mm.
Oh, that'll be enough of that twaddle, Christian Cage. That'd be Father James Mitchell. He's up on the screen here. Oh, he's wearing red again. I'm surprised he's talking into a microphone in the back like that. And not just like at the camera. Talking about the sheer pleasure it brought them to torture him and his wife. Mm-hmm. We knew that if we pushed you far enough that you would lose control. When you lose control, you lose your focus. Talking about being doomed to become an ex-champion. He's going to keep up a streak of keeping his promises. I guarantee you at Lockdown, my 6'8", 350-pound weapon of mass destruction, the Monster Abyss, is going to walk out the 6 sides of steel with the NWA World. Oh my God, Abyss just attacked him from behind. He's going to walk out with it firmly in his grasp. I kind of wish James Mitchell was still laughing during this. Like just being like,
yeah, it'd be more like psychotic and creepy. Hey, what? You just hit him with the microphone.
Yeah.
The crowd isn't really exploding for you.
No, dude, they're dead right now. Fucking silent. Yeah, I'm prettier. Black hole slam. Christian took that really good. I'm surprised.
I wonder if they're just not buying into like Abyss gonna beat him.
It must be, but we just saw him almost kill him 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I guess. I don't know. If I saw that, I'd be like, oh, he is a monster. He literally broke in his house and tried to murder him.
Yeah, there was an attempted murder.
And now he's choking him with the chain. I don't think this is the show to do it, for the record. But I feel like it'd work out really well if Abyss made Christian a bloody mess, kind of thing. Kind of like when AMW or Team Canada beat down on Team 3D, and it was like they were all bloodied at. And I feel like that's what we need to be like, oh wow, Abyss like really did that, huh? Now I will say he's supposed to be filming a movie around this time. He probably can't blade.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, but see, like, this is pretty good. Look at him. He's, like, hanging him with the chain, kind of. Abyss holding up the world title. Security's coming in and breaking this up now. Oh my God, he's punching security now. Oh my God, he's going to shock treatment one of them. That was ridiculous. And the music's just playing. Up next, Jarrett and AMW versus Team 3D. We're at 27 minutes, 39 seconds, by the way. Okay, Bob, let's tell some people some of this cool stuff that have been happening over on our social media pages. I got it pulled up right here.
Okay.
So, obviously a little bit older news now because we're about to watch Lockdown, and this was during posting about Destination X. And if you guys ever want to check this stuff out, I already said it once, but we're at Cross the Line TNA over on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and at TNA Cross the Line Pod on Facebook and Cross the Line TNA on Instagram as well. But I tagged TJP because he was Puma in that 4-way International X Division match. I just made a post about the match, and we got a really interesting story about that match. So TJP quote retweeted us, said, "I had a torn meniscus for this match. I had to miss the previous Impact and was told that if I could not do the pay-per-view, then they'd stop using me and pull me from the X Cup completely. So I over-iced my knee and gave myself mild frostbite until the skin turned black, and he did the match." That is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. But a really cool story to hear in hindsight, knowing how that went down. One of the other things that happened, Bob was getting a kick out of, and he was texting me because friend of the show, Lance White, he posted a picture. Let's play a game of I Spy about his office, and there's this poster, which if you don't zoom in, it just says Impact 06, and it's got a picture of AJ Styles with the X title, Lance Hoyt up front, Christopher Daniels, and Gail Kim. It looks to be potentially in Korean. I don't know for sure. And underneath it, when you zoom in, it says World Wrestling Championship. But I retweeted it because, oh my God, it's a cool-ass Impact poster. He says, wrong Impact, but yes. So I just made a remark of, hey, there's a good group on there. X title threw me for a loop at a quick glance. And he says, yeah, did you read the English on it? Making me feel like a dummy. And the answer was yes, I did read the English on it. That said Impact. Here comes Brother Runt leading out Team 3D. I have one more story to tell you, and I don't know if Bob actually even saw this one. Wait, hold on a second. Lance Hoyt posted another I Spy.
Oh, no.
I'm looking. A lot of TNA figures. I could retweet this one.
But are you sure they're TNA figures?
I'm 100% sure. He's got a lot of them. Okay, you ready for this? This guy has one at the bottom I can't see. There's an Abyss figure, Elix Skipper, a very rare Monty Brown figure that I have as well. Another Monty Brown's figure, the red one. And he's got both versions of his Lance Hoyt figure, white pants and black pants. Actually, he's got multiple. He's got 4 of those. Here, I'm going to retweet it. Let's see.
I'm looking at it as well. He's got a Karrion Kross figure. How the fuck did he have a Karrion Kross?
Jarrett and Brother Runt starting us off. Very random.
Is he trying to send a message or something through these?
For I Spy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Brother Runt pinning Jarrett down. Okay, so this is I don't know if Bob, you saw this. I thought this was really, really cool to see. I joke about the friend of the show thing a lot, but Chris Harris, Wildcat Chris Harris, kind of a real friend of the show.
Chris Harris is a friend of the show.
I think he's a friend of the show, a real friend of the show.
Yes, he is.
We interviewed him. If you guys did not know that, check it out in the archives. It was a really great interview. But he is always replying and sharing our posts on his social media pages, which is greatly appreciated. But there was recently On the March 18, 2006 episode of Impact, we shared one where AMW teamed up with Alex Shelley and Shannon Moore in the main event of that show, and he shared it. And he writes, "Crazy to think how Shannon Moore would come back into my life years later. He played a vital role in my sobriety, and I am very thankful for everything he has done." But he tagged Shannon Moore, and Shannon Moore replied to him and said, "Chris, you are one of the best, my friend. You always were at top of your game. Enjoyed every second in the ring with you. Would love to do it again." And I think that is some cool shit.
That's awesome. That's really good.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool. We are brawling through the crowd now. We still have a decent amount of time left in this Impact. I do think they said Sting was going to speak, so that could be part of that reason, but we're in the main event here. I have other stories to tell, but I think I might just save them for the Lockdown show at this point. I think I kind of want to see what we got going on the rest of the show. Suplex on the ramp to James Storm. Devon's got Harris's hair in his hand. Jarrett and Brother Runt fighting is like sort of hilarious to me.
Speaking of Brother Runt, I gotta do his fucking indie now.
Yeah, we kind of got to know what's going on with him, huh? What's he been up to since whenever he was on TV last?
Oh, you want me to do it like that? I can do it like that.
We don't have to do every single thing, of course. I'm just more curious. When was the last time he was? Like, what's his update?
Oh, let's see here. So his final WWE televised appearance, oh my God, was May 21st, 2005. Teaming with Akio, losing to Funaki and Nunzio on Velocity.
Holy shit. Are you kidding?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
He made an appearance at the Hardcore Homecoming show November Rain on November 5th, where he defeated C.W. Anderson. He was on the Ring of Glory shows, or show in December 16th, 2005, where he defeated Mark Jindrak. He's done several of the UWF shows. I'm not going to recite all those because, well, we've already mentioned them.
Onto Jarrett. Right into the crotch of Jarrett.
There really isn't like a major thing on the indies here. But for us, he was part of 2CW's very first show, Living on the Edge, #1, April 8th, 2006. And on that show, Matt Hyson, also known as Brother Runt Spartelli, lost to Zachary Springate III. And the approximate attendance for that show was 300.
That's crazy.
And if you're wondering, were there any other notable names on that show? The answer to that question would be no.
Wait, what?
You're not going to... People listening to this show...
Wait, the New Age Outlaws were on that show?
No. That was the On-Center show.
That's one of the early ones, though, isn't it?
Which is like in July, I think, or something.
Okay. Yeah, Super Kick to Devon.
July 15th is that show.
Oh, wow. Wait, this whole time, I thought that was like the first show.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Suck on this, Jarrett. Gail came with the low blow, saving Jarrett. Jarrett's the back of his head is bleeding, by the way, so he hit that on something. Brother Runt's going after Gail Kim.
What the hell?
Little sliced bread?
Acid drop.
Oh, it's just sliced bread number 2.
It's not. That's not the sliced bread.
It's pretty much.
He didn't do a full rotation.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
I think it's a sliced bread number 1. Oh, hockey stick.
Oh, Brother Run.
Bobby Roode couldn't break it, so he just broke it in half. And the stroke. And Bob called that
Brother
one. He's
Run's
the fall
shoulder
guy.
was up. Brother Run's shoulder was up, so that's not a true pin.
Oh, but look, Team 3D going right after Jarrett.
Is that why they brought Brother Run in here so he can just be the job guy for Team 3D?
Yeah, I think so. Oh my God! I just saw look at on the left corner, Bob. There's 2 ninjas. Look at right there on the left.
I love it.
We need one of them.
I wonder if they were fan made or sold.
There's no way those are sold, right? I guess he could have sold them at indie shows, maybe. Here comes Sting's army now to even the odds. I always find it funny when people beat down guys. So Team 3D is all beat down. So there's still 7 of them standing up. And then 3 guys come in and all of a sudden they lose control.
Yeah.
Well, they're all about to start brawling everywhere else, so Sting can come out and cut his promo, but... Oh my God, a gore in the corner. The War Machine Rhino going right after Jarrett. Now remember, he is a former NWA champion. He did lose to Jarrett just 2 weeks after winning it, but... Abyss is out here again?
Why?
It's just clobbering Rhino. Now, they got some history.
Yeah, they got history, but why is he out here again?
Because they're going to fight again at Sacrifice.
Oh, God.
Here comes Christian Cage. Push him off. Oh, Christian came back, though. Now, mind you, he just destroyed Christian about 20 minutes ago.
No. In wrestling 20 minutes ago was it's 40.
I know. Oh, he's going to press slam Jarrett? Rhino is. Boom. Good night.
Simple.
Ah, shit. Big Papa Pump with a big clothesline taking out Rhino. Is he about to wrestle in the jeans, do you think?
No.
I think he might.
He'll have his trunks.
Belly to belly suplex. Steiner is just looking for Sting to come down, I think. It's Sting! Look at these chops, dude. Chop, chop, chop. Wearing a sick-ass jacket. If you're going to say what's Sting's best jacket, it's probably this one. The black ones.
The
this is the best
one from
black.
April 20th, 2006.
That is if you think of Sting in the black... Wait, I thought Sting was going to cut a promo. Okay. We have a minute, we have about 2 minutes left, and I think it's just going to be a highlight package here to hype up Lockdown. Well, Bob, what do you think of that episode of Impact, our go-home show?
Definitely not as strong as last week's. Not a bad show.
Still.
Not a bad show, but there was just a lot of strong things going on last week that this one kind of was just there.
Yeah. This is a creepy package. They're doing the ring around the rosy thing. Now there's this creepy voice saying, "Go away." His own Tellers. Yeah, I thought it was a good show though still, so I'm gonna still give it a thumbs up. But yes, last week was significantly stronger. Last week would have got a 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give this a thumbs down or anything. It's just
you can't. You literally can't. I wouldn't let you.
Yeah.
And I keep track, so I can change whatever I want.
Yeah, of course you can.
I could. Well, Bob, as this is winding down here, we excited about Lockdown?
Yeah.
Let's look at what we got. We got Jarrett's Army versus Sting's Army. If you forgot who that is, it's AJ Styles, Rhino, Ron Killings, and Sting against Jarrett, AMW, and Scott Steiner. One side, significantly stronger. It's a War Game style match. It's Lethal Lockdown. We got a top that comes down with weapons on it. I'm freaking pumped. We got Sabu against Samoa Joe for the X Division title. They did mention that in a video package earlier in the show. I think we were chatting during it. We have Team 3D, which I do believe is including Brother Runt, against Team Canada. So I'm assuming that's a 6-man tag now. Christopher Daniels was supposed to have that match against Jushin Liger. We do not know what he's doing now, but I'm assuming he's going to have some kind of special match. And really, is that it? That's everything that we officially know, right?
Yeah, I don't think anything else has been announced. And
a lot of that issue is because these international things are going on, right? So let me scroll up here too, because I'm just double checking my note. Yeah, it just says Christopher Daniels versus a mystery guy, because there's a note that I skipped over just in case it spoiled anything. But the first line is it's funny that a month ago they pretty well had the complete lineup for the April 23rd Lockdown show and a strong card, but with all the changes, we're days before the show, and there's no word on the prelim matches throughout the show. We just kind of know these main event things. And it looks like it's Team 3D and Brother Runt versus Bobby Roode, Eric Young, and A1. So maybe PD's in some kind of X Division 4-way potentially. That's not even said in this note. So that's just my talking out loud.
So it's probably just going to be like filler. Right?
Yeah. Oh, duh, dude. Christian Cage against Abyss. I didn't say that.
Well, that goes without saying. So.
I'm excited. I think that's going to be a solid show. By the way, our show went off the air with the highlight package there. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a solid show. I'm excited to see who else is going to show up. It's a completely steel cage pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. I'm always ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime we have a pay-per-view, it's it's fun to check it out. So.
It's a lot of fun, and I know I kind of teased it, but I will. I'll tell some other stories. I did some meet and greets recently. Some TNA alum, TNA legends. I'll talk about that during lockdown. That'll be a fun conversation to have.
Yeah, and actually, there won't be. I think the way our schedule is, I won't have an update for my Vince Russo fantasy baseball. Damn it!
I'm sure following we will have. Actually, I'm almost excited more to get through lockdown because I want to know about the ratings from that Thursday night show really bad. And I don't know. The Fallout ones are always a lot of fun.
The like for the primetime one?
Yeah, I want to know the rating for that.
It's got to be, if it's not like a 1, that's a failure.
It's got to be.
With Sting and all that shit? I mean, come on. Let's see. All right. Well, join us again on April 23rd, and that is when we'll watch Lockdown 2006. It's all steel cages. It's going to be a grand time. Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I'm Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line Podcast.